Hi, welcome to my tutorial series Baroque Improvisation for Jazz Guitarists. My name is Markus Fleischer. You just heard the first 16 bars of the beautiful standard Autumn Leaves played in a Baroque style. What I was doing is I was taking two ideas that I stole from Johann Sebastian Bach and I paired them together and I sequenced them through the chords of Autumn Leaves. Those two ideas come from the Partita number 1 in B minor. It's a composition for solo violin. There's a short piece called the Sarabande. If you want to hear the whole Sarabande, you can go to this link somewhere here. And this is a video also on my YouTube channel where I play my arrangement of the Sarabande without improvisation, just the piece as it was intended. And in this Sarabande there is a section where it goes from B7 to E minor. Now on the B7, Johann Sebastian Bach's doing this. And then you can resolve it to E minor. Let me do that again. What's happening here on the B7? You have no root in the bass, you have the flat 7 and the major third against each other in this tritone sound. Then on top you have the flat 9 going to root. So. And then you have the flat 6 going to the 5th, together with a 4th on top going to the major third. So it's 6th movement. So the whole thing together sounds like this. And then you get the flat 7 here on top, and you can resolve that to E minor. I was really floored by this because, you know, it's jazz right there. That's what we use all the time. The tritone for the dominant chords here, flat 9, wonderful. So I thought, well, I want to try this on a jazz standard, and I'm a huge fan of Ted Green, and he was amazing at improvising in a Baroque style. There's a video on YouTube where he is improvising Baroque style on Autumn Leaves. You should definitely check that out. I will integrate the link somewhere here. So Autumn Leaves. Of course, you can just go on and try to sequence this idea on every chord on Autumn Leaves. And I did that, and it's nice. You can do that. We are in G minor. So you can play this idea on every chord, meaning C minor, you can have the flat 7 and the third, minor third, and the 9 on top. And do this whole movement. Then you go to F7, do the same thing. And then B major. And so on. And that's a good practice, but it sounds kind of lame and you're jumping around registers and you don't have really a nice connection of ideas and of melody lines. So I was looking for a second idea that I can pair this first idea with, and I found it also in the Sarabande, and it goes like this. If we take the C minor 7, it's this very simple idea. You have the C minor 7 shell voicing with the minor third on top, flat 7, and the root and the bass, no fifths. And you run down the scale from minor third, second, root, minor 7th, and then you can play this wonderful first idea. And you go to B major 7, you again play the second idea. And first idea. And for the second 8 bars, you can start with the first idea, C minor. Second idea, running down the scale. First idea. Running down the scale. First idea. Running down the scale to a G minor sound. So I'm staying completely diatonic, using the notes of G minor, and I'm not using any special alterations. So that's one way to sequence through it, and that way you use all the 2 ideas both on all the chords, and it sounds a lot smoother, I think, and it's a good practice to do that. If you want to use those 2 ideas fluently in your improvisation, you have to gain a certain amount of flexibility, meaning, you know, you're improvising in a tune and you end up somewhere, and you have to be able to play this idea where you are on the fingerboard and not have to jump around awkwardly. So there's a concept that Ted Green is calling string transference, and it's actually very simple. We started with this chord, C minor 7, with a root on the A string, and now we do the same thing. We transfer it 1 string set lower, so the root is on the low A string. Also, we're jumping an octave down. We play the same voicing and we sequence from here. So it goes like this. So that's one version. And the other thing that we did is we started on the C minor 7 with the first idea, this one. So, and we started here from a string set D string and G string, and the 9 going to the root on the high E string. So we have to transfer this whole thing 1 string set lower, and it looks like this. So if you practice this sequence on the first 16 bars of Autumn Leaves in 2 versions with string transference, you cover a lot of areas on the fingerboard, and you will be fluent in using those ideas pretty quickly. This tune is perfect to check out these sequences because it's going through the cycle of fourth, and there are a lot of tunes going through the cycle of fourth, like All the Things You Are or Fly Me to the Moon, and those are good standards to work on that. It's a lot of fun to do, and there are a lot of more ideas in the Sarabande. So maybe you want to check out this guitar arrangement I did and try it yourself. It's a lot of fun.